So this is what a termite tube would look like on the outside of your house. Just a little bit of dirt pathway coming from the ground to the house, really. Subterranean termites have to have that connection with the ground in order to stay alive, and once that dries up, they kind of go away a little bit. But I wanted to crack this open and show you just about how many termites are in one tube. As you can see, I just cracked it open, and you got a few termites crawling up and down this tube here. And that's just one tube of the house. And as you can see, there's quite a few falling out there. And that's what they do. They just kind of take these tubes and travel up and down. As you can see him trying to go back up through your house and then back down to the ground. And then you see a carpenter ant running into the termites because they like to eat termites. But I'll get back to that in a second. I want to show you a couple more tubes. We're in a little bit drier weather right now. We're towards the end of July. Up at the same house right now, and I'm looking at what's suspicious to be a really big mud tube. There's one right here. There's one over off right there. And you see they're right next to the house, and I'm about to break them open to see if there's termites inside of them. And as you can see, we have a lot of termites. This is a really big mud tube, actually. It's hard to crack, it's so big. But we do see the termites coming in and out of them right here. Let's go ahead and go on to the next tube. We are at tube number 2 before I cracked it, and now I'm cracking. Once again, as you can see, we have a whole lot of termite activity coming in and out of this tube. Now this is on a house. They cleared her for termites before they bought this house, yet here we are still seeing termites on the house. So unless you have it professionally inspected, don't trust anybody until you get it inspected. You can see there's a lot of termites in here. Whole pocket of them. And that's that. That's a house with pretty normal termite activity on it. Got a couple of tubes front and back. Now I'm about to treat it, and what we're going to do to treat it is, at this point you trench around the whole footing of the house right here. And that way you trench all the way around the house and you flood it with termiticide. And as you can see with those tubes, once you block off this area right here with chemical, they can't get back to the soil, and therefore they have to cross your chemical to get back to the soil, and that kills them. We use a product called Termidor. Pretty much once they cross the Termidor, they're infected by it, and it infects the other termites that touch them. Pretty effective product. So now, like I said, the treatment to this house is going to be digging a trench all around the footing of the house, flooding it with termiticide, and then when you get to the front porch area, obviously there's no soil here, so you can't dig that trench, and what you have to do is drill holes about every 12 and a half inches, and then use a rod and flood that with termiticide. And that's pretty much how you got to treat a house for termites. You need to foam the inside plumbing, and any active areas that the termites are, you should foam. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get started now on this treatment. See you later. Sorry, back one more time. On the same rent house, I just found all these tubes, and I wanted to point this out. These are termite stations. These are what's supposed to be protecting your house. A lot of people try to sell them to you for $1,000 to $2,000 to go around your house. How they work is you put a station in, you put some sweet wood in, and once you find termites on them, you put a baited wood in there, and that's supposed to eliminate the termites. Naturally, you do see these termite stations on the same house that we just saw all those tubes on, and that's why Bughead Pest Control doesn't do termite stations. I just don't believe in them. I just wanted to point that out. This is the other side of the wall on the same rent house by the chimney where I was showing those tubes at, and that's how much damage that those little tubes can do behind the wall.